So when I first laid eyes on the Arch Tempered Uth Duna set, I didn't really think that I was going to be changing my Gunlance Mixed Set because the skills in the set just didn't seem particularly appealing, but turns out that after testing the set bonuses that you get with this set, I actually ended up liking them quite a bit, and that's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. The gameplay that you guys are watching in the background is me using this set against Arch Tempered Uth Duna, and for some strange reason, I felt like this particular Arch Tempered Uth Duna was being a little bit more aggressive than normal. Like, I actually struggled to get as many openings as I usually get on Arch Tempered Uth Duna, but I feel like it's a testament to the set itself that despite that, we still finished under 13 minutes, which if they are going to do the same thing that they did with Arch Tempered Raidao when the free challenge quest comes online, you will likely have to do them under 13 minutes to get an A ranking, and so therefore getting that under 13 minutes was pretty good. And it wasn't a capture either, it was 13 minutes to kill, which I was like, oh, okay, I'm very, very happy about that. Now, another thing is, because of the nature of how skills work now with armor skills and weapon skills and all of that, this particular set can be used with just about any weapon. There's two tier 2 slots for comfort, and you can also change like one of the main damage skills, which is burst. You can change that to any other skill that you prefer because it's just full on slotted in for full burst. It's just burst makes the most sense for Gunlance, so there's quite a bit of wiggle room for you to tweak this around for your weapon of preference while still remaining a big tanky beast with quite a bit of damage potential. So this is currently my main set, and I don't know, probably people already came up with this set. It's just I've been busy playing Wu Chang Fallen Feathers and I haven't had time to upload this set just yet. So, but anyways, without any further ado, here's the set on screen, the whole shebang. You guys can copy the build if you want to, and then I'm going to go through and I'm going to explain all of the decisions that I went with to choose each different armor piece and all of that good stuff, right? But here's the set, here's all the skills you get, here's all the decorations that I've used and all of that good stuff. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty of things. So, for a weapon, we are going to be using the best Ardian weapon that I currently have, which, for those of you that don't know, we actually got a really, really good roll on an Ardian Blast Gunlance, which this right here has just straight up 5 attack boosts. Like, that's it. Reinforcement bonus, 5 attack boosts, blast element, pretty freaking good, right? So this is the weapon that we're going to be using. Initially, when I started working on this set, it was actually meant to be a Mighty Corn Popper set. And it works with the Corn Popper as well. You just have to change your playstyle. So if you're playing with the Corn Popper, you're playing full burst. Like, you should do the first person that I saw do this video was Cow Slayer in the very beginning of Monster Hunter Wilds. How you can kind of like, you know, you do full burst, then you dodge, then you press circle for reload, and then you full burst again. So that's the playstyle that you're looking to do, with the difference that if you're using the Mighty Corn Popper, you want to, you know, always keep your Wyvern Fires on cooldown to get the Crackling Corn Popper skill. But at the end of the day, using full Wyvern Stake Full Blast is still usually superior, mostly because it gives you a little bit more movement, whereas the full burst playstyle is a little bit more stationary, so you have to like constantly follow after the monster with dodges. And there's also the very limited reach of the Corn Popper, which you can kind of fix by swapping the model of the weapon by, you know, layering a more reaching weapon on top of it. But at the end of the day, the whole point of using the Corn Popper is using you know, having that skin as well, right? That's part of the appeal. But anyways, I don't want to talk about the Corn Popper because that's not the stuff that we're using on this set. Just to let you know, it does also work very well with the Corn Popper. I've been playing that quite a bit as well. So, we have the Blast Ardian weapon. Obviously, we're going to slot it in with artillery as well as magazine. I use my magazine with Iron Wall to give me a little bit more block. And then we have Guardian with Andy Craft. Now, the thing is, if you're facing off against Arch Tempered Uth Duna and you're struggling, you might want to put in just straight up a Iron Wall deco, a level 3 Iron Wall, because Guard helps a lot in that fight. And you just remove the Guardian, and then you get something else on your magazine. So, you know, you can swap that stuff around to whatever you feel like. And then on the secondary, we have the G-Lawful Boars. Now, you might be wondering, why? Do you even use the second weapon? There are situations where you may want to use a different gun lance, like for instance, monster runs away, He goes and he sleeps, and you're like, oh, but all my Wyvern Fires are on cooldown. That's fine. Swap over to the G-Lawful Boars and just let him have it. And you can have, like, you know, 2 Wyvern Fires that are going to deal tons of damage because it's still a 240 attack Gunlance with slightly strong wide shelling that is going to wreck with wake-ups. So that's why we have the G-Lawful Boars there as a secondary, mostly for wake-ups or a situation where it's like, oh, I really want to do 2 Wyvern Fires. I just keep that one in the bank to pull it out. Okay. Then, for armor pieces, we are going to be doing the Numinous Crown. The main reason behind this one is because it's got good slots and has 1 Agitator, and I want to have full Agitator in this set because, you know, Agitator is a really good skill. You get Agitator coupled together with Burst, pretty freaking good. And I know that a lot of people are going to feel tempted because you're talking about Uth Duna, we should be using Peak Performance. It's like, look, Peak Performance is for a better class of player than me, okay? I like getting hit, all right? I use Counter-Strike. I like getting hit. I'm going to get hit. As a matter of fact, one of the points of this set is that you're making use of the Veil skill, which increases your defense substantially, the Protective Veil, coupled together with Rocksteady Mantle for openings, okay? You're not going to be keeping that. You're not going to be keeping Flawless up, all right? You're not going to have that. So I'm not using Peak Performance. So therefore, we are going to actually shoot for Agitator, right? So we got that Agitator, got a little bit of recovery speed, don't really care, but we also got really good slots. Then we have the Numinous Shroud, because again, it's got Agitator, and also because I wanted to have 3 pieces of Arch Tempered Uth Duna so that we could also have Guts Tenacity. So you also get the very particular style of Guts, which I think Arch Tempered Raidao also has a Guts like this. But basically what it does, if you get 3 pieces of Arch Tempered Uth Duna, is you get a bonus to your attack. I think it's supposed to be 5%, but I did the calculation, and most of the time it seemed to be like 4 point something. Maybe it's because of the roundings that they're doing or whatever. But for whatever reason in my sets, it always seemed to just boil down to about 11 raw attack power. So it's pretty good, 11 raw for a 3-piece bonus. Pretty good. But the thing is, you also get Guts with it, so if you get, if you get killed within the little marker that you have on your health, you don't die. And on top of it, then it changes. Now, it is also important to say it also lowers your defense, so you get more damage, less defense, but you compensate for that with using your Rocksteady Mantle early on, and you just, you can see that when I popped the Rocksteady Mantle at the beginning of this fight, I was just straight up not dying, right? But anyway, we have the Numinous Shroud there with the Agitator and also a tier 3 slot. Then we have the Uth Duna Wild Braces. This is mostly because I wanted to have full-on Tool Specialist so that I could use, my mantles more often. You get to use them about every 5 minutes. So depending on how slow you are, you might be able to get 2 Rocksteady Mantles off. If you're even slower, you can get like 3, 4. Every 5 minutes you get to pop Rocksteady Mantle, which, in my opinion, it's pretty friggin' good, because when you pop Rocksteady Mantle, you can just like go all out. You can just really blast nonstop. So you get the full Tool Specialist with both the arms as well as the waist. Not to mention the arms also come with Agitator, which helps us fill out those Agitator slots. Then you have Tool Specialist on the waist with 2 tier 3 slots. Then you go to the legs, and the legs, I was trying to avoid the legs, but ultimately, with all of the other pieces that I could mix together, I found that the legs were the best, even though I don't really need Quick Sheath. It's a little bit of quality of life, it's whatever. And you still get an additional point of Agitator, which fills out the Agitator nicely. And you get a tier 3 and 2 tier 1s. Then for the Talisman, we have Counter-Strike Charm. The point of this is that it plays really well off of the Protective Veil and Rocksteady Mantle. So whenever you pop that Rocksteady Mantle, right? If a monster hits you hard enough to launch you, it will still trigger Counter-Strike. At least it used to. I'm pretty sure it still does. So when you're doing that, you're almost invincible, and you're also getting like the bonus damage of Counter-Strike, which in my opinion is good. So now let's talk about slots. I mean, fairly basic stuff here. You're looking at helmets. You got the chain, and I did 2 jumpings for this set. I did 2 jumping decos because it's Gunlance, jumping, the Fate Extender is one of the best quality of life skills for Gunlance, but you can swap that up for, depending on the weapon that you're using, whatever you happen to need. Same thing here with the Divine the Divine Blessings, you can swap those around for anything that you would rather have with whatever weapon you want to be playing. So there's that as well. And obviously we've got a bunch of chain that goes in here for the full burst. So wrapping things up nicely, here's what the final skill list looks for my particular variation of the build. You got Offensive Guard level 3, which is really good for Gunlance. You got Artillery level 3, Load Shells level 2, 1 point of Handicraft, 1 point of Guard. Those are bonuses that are coming in from the Guardian and Magazine decos. Then you have Full Agitator, Full Burst, Tool Specialist, Counter Strike, Divine Blessing, Quick Sheet, 2 points of Evade Extender, 1 point of Recovery Speed. And then you also have Uth Duna's Cover, which gives you the Protective Veil. This is the bonus that you get from this set. And you have Super Recovery 1 from Zoshia. That's not even that important. The main reason I use Zoshia is because they have good slots and come with Agitator. And then you have Lord Soul, Guts Tenacity, which is the thing that I've explained to you. And then the cool thing about that Guts Tenacity skill, by the way, is that if you happen to die, as in if you happen to trigger the Guts skill, you then lose the attack bonus and the defense penalty, and you just get additional defense and resistances, which, if you think about it, that's kind of what you want. Because if the monsters put you on the back foot to the point where he was able to get like a killing shot on you, that means, oh, I'm struggling a little bit, and the set kind of compensates for that by boosting your defenses and resistances. It's like, it's so good. So yeah, this is the set that I've been using. I'm going to let the remain of the hunt play out. Today's my birthday, but I wanted to share this with you guys, and I'm going to go ahead and enjoy the rest of the day with my family. You guys all have a good one. Stay strong. Stay safe. Peace out.
Use of the terrain